you for your patience. I'm a little bit delayed with technical issues, but it is what it is. Now we're going to talk about the Bournemouth Man United game. The dreadful game ended 1-1. A goal from Rasmus Højlund. So it is what it is. So guys, girls, if you haven't smashed like, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will be back by myself. I've sent out some invites, so hopefully somebody will join me and give you a good show for the match reaction. I will be back after the intro. So see you in a sec. Yes, we are live, and this is Tactical Devils. I'm your host, as you know, Jarvis Cocker, as usual, and we just played Bournemouth 1-1 in a game that didn't mean anything. I think it meant something for Bournemouth. They're struggling, they're fighting to get Europe next season, but we are where we are, and at least we didn't get any injuries. So 1-1, yeah. I'll take it. I think it was a decent game from a footballing perspective. There's no urgency. There's no. I think we just look flat. We just look flat when we are on the pitch, and it clearly shows that the players are not bothered about this game. We played against 10 men for almost 30 minutes because there was 10 minutes added on, and yeah. So it was what it was, and I just want to say Stu is not joining us today. His flight from China is delayed. I sent out some last-minute invites to Noradin, Bombaye, Mick. No one can. It's beautiful. It's sunny in Manchester, sunny in Britain. People don't want to stay inside talking about Man United, but I'm here, and I will try to give you as good as a show as possible. I want to say hi to people tuning in. Let's see who's here. We have Dave is here, evening mods, evening chat. We have Stephanie, big up Jarvis too, and the Devilish Tacticos. Yes, big up Stephanie. Good to see you here. We have Jarle Malmin, Danny B coming in. Hit that like button on the way in. Thank you, Danny B, your legend. And always coming in first is Neil the Driscoll. He say, I did not watch the game. I'm watching Barcelona and Chelsea women game. What a team Barcelona women are. Yeah, that's good. That's good for you, Neil. Watching women's football 8-2 all together. And Jarle Malmin comes in with a long triple comment here. Let's just go through it to say, I think it will be, I will be the only one that enjoyed this game. Most United fans these days do not accept that in reality we are a mid-table club and are no longer giants and a powerhouse in English football. And I think you are right. We are struggling. And anyway, I'll take the draw and off to the next one. I'm not bothered to waste energy on crying foul on this or that player until next season. Yeah, I feel you, Jarle. We are where we are. Alien Tano is here. Andrew Collins, big up Andrew Collins. He comes in and say, hey, everyone. Johnny K is here. Big up Johnny Kermode. So, okay, Mick just sent me a message. He's home. So I'll just send Mick the link. So at least I won't be alone because, when I do this live show, there's a lot of production and technical stuff and, live footage and tactical boards and all of this. So it's good to have someone else to just keep the flow of the show going. Gamer TV comes in with a update, Fabrizio Romano update on Matheus Cunha to Manchester United. We are entering important days in the Cunha deal. United are confident to conclude the deal really soon. Salary won't be a problem. Yeah, obviously we need a player like Matheus Cunha. We saw today we lack so much when it comes to our attacking play. If Rasmus didn't score in the 97th minute, it would have been Amarim's 10th game since he arrived without scoring a goal. So it's not looking good, our attack, and it's clear where we are struggling. It's because of the attack. So thank you, Gamer TV, for that update on Matheus Cunha. Hopefully we will get Cunha soon. Stephanie Griffith, our moderator. Thank you, Stephanie, coming in. 18 likes, 30 people watching at the moment. So if you didn't smash the like, now is the time. Let's have a like spike. Get up to 30 right away, because your engagement, your like helps out the channel, and you're doing me a big favor. I'm slaving in the kitchen by myself, so I need all the support I can get, and I have to rely on you guys to help me out. Don Ragnar comes in and say, sorry, but I find Amarim utterly unimpressive. Guys loves talking over coaching. Probably why CR7 calls him the poet. You might be right, Don Ragnar. I think for me it's too soon to judge. We don't know, but I fully understand where you're coming from. Every opinion is allowed, but I'm not in the Amarim out brigade, to be honest. And Tyrone Williams coming in and say it's a painful day today. It's always a painful day when United play. It's always. Johnny K comes in and say like the video, and Alien Tenno, I know where you stand. Amarim out, Glazers in. What? Nah, not. Oh, Glasner. Yeah. Oliver Glasner, the Crystal Palace manager. Yeah, I rate that guy. He's really good. But I don't think it would make a difference, because Oliver Glasner, he's not Jesus. He can't make miracles happen. And I think we need a miracle maker in Man United to get this team going, or time and new signings. So, knock, who's there? We have Mick, the Ruby is in the house.
Zemi in the house. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm stressing a little bit because I'm alone, but you know how it is. It's not always easy to. Oh, I even forgot to put on the background.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
So, blinded by the light.
Yeah. I have to be honest, Mick. I had to watch the game in a rerun because I couldn't catch it live. I've been occupied today.
Good.
And you know why?
Well, at least you didn't see Liverpool win the freaking title, did you?
No, I didn't.
I refused to watch the game, so I stepped outside after the game, went to the beach, clear my mind. Didn't watch the conundrum that happened. Spurs bottling with 5-1. I don't know what the end result was.
Yeah.
But what did we expect? This was a dead rubber game. We all know that Thursday is what we are gunning for at the end of the day. I thought we were competitive going away to what's the stadium called in Bournemouth?
Vitality
Stadium.
Yeah,
it's not easy. We know they are ballers. We know the Areola sets up a mid-block and try to disrupt the game, try to sort of limit the time on the ball for Bruno. They were targeting Bruno and Casemiro in the first half, but they were playing dirty. They were so dirty, and I was shocked by referees and the VR. They were clear pen pulling down Harry Maguire twice in the penalty. They scored once and that was it. But we came back in possession. He did some substitution, which worked fine. We saw Obi Martin come in, almost scoring, and what a relief for Rasmus Højlund to get his goal finally. You could see he was. It was like a stone falling off his whole chest, the burden. And then I hear the pundits say, "Oh, maybe it's offside," and I was like, "Oh no."
I don't know, Mick, how is that saying in English, but if I translate directly from Norwegian, there's a blind chicken will also find a seed sometimes.
Yeah, true.
I don't know how you can translate it, but I think you know what I'm saying, and that's what I mean when it comes to Rasmus.
But in isolation, in game in two halves, if I look at it, I thought we were quite competitive. I can see the Garnacho is improving game by game. Like, he was a force to be reckoned with. Bruno had a little bit of a stinker of the game, but I thought the whole team was competitive. Like, even the subs when they came in, Mason Mount off the ball and on the ball, and of course the send off, it was clear as daisy. Like, it was coming because they were playing really, really shits the football, right?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, is there a conspiracy because Raiola used to be ex-Bilbao manager, right? Did he come out there to get our players injured, So it was a dirty game and the ref let it go, which was questionable. But in overall, we deserved this draw. We deserved the draw, and we can actually won the game at the end of the day as well. So...
Yeah, well, you can say that, Mick, but I think still we look toothless when we go into attack because we lack the technicality, we lack the technicality, we lack the sharpness when it comes to scoring goal, and especially Højlund, as we talked about yesterday. Again, you can't separate from his manager, from his defender. Højlund was all around that guy all the time.
Højlund is a skinny guy. Yeah.
And Højlund's center of gravity, when he tries to shoot, stand up is great. Why don't you just bend your knees a little bit and get a little bit closer?
Bro, I was pissed off. I cannot lie. I was pissed off. I was looking, where the hell is Højlund? Is he playing CDM, right? As a striker, you should be the focal point. He wasn't even there. And when he did try, he was trying to play WrestleMania. And from a skinny guy like Højlund, and what was his name? Hausen.
Højlund, yeah.
Dominated him totally,
Oh, totally. I think he did, yeah.
The young kid.
Especially when he puts, Rasmus with it back against the goal. He has nothing.
Again, I come down to this is a common denominator what they've seen the whole season. So I'm not going to judge Amarim on this. I've seen some comments here. Look, you can judge Amarim by the recruitment in the summer. They clearly have a plan. And after that, we'll see what happens, right? But clearly, we're not scoring goals. It's the mistake of Iniesta in January. I pinned the season on Iniesta by writing it off. They didn't replace Rashford. They didn't replace Anthony. They didn't give us any reinforcements. So they basically pulled the rug out of him.
He has a lot of excuses, Mick. That's the thing. But so I'm not here to judge Amarim. I'm here to analyze his football. And I will try to be as honest as I can in my assessment of what Amarim actually is doing. So this is the thing.
I love Gamers TV's comment. Højlund made Højlund look like a midget, mature defensive player for his age. True that. True.
Where is it? Yeah, there's so many comments coming in. Guys, you are wonderful. I love this community.
Big up Burba.
And Burba is here. Big up Burba. And where's that? Yeah, Højlund made Højlund look like a midget. Yeah. Højlund is a wonderful defender, I would sign him in a heartbeat. It's such a good player, and I think he will be one of the best centre backs in the world. Give him 2 years from now, and he will be unstoppable. I believe he's such a massive talent. Wolps, big up Wolps coming in with a wonderful. Look at that emoji. It's Harry Maguire's face with the Brazilian suit and the R7 haircut.
No. Well, listen, guys, let's be real. Raiola plays fantastic football. It is hardcore press, setting up a mid block, not allowing us to have the ball. It's all about disruption of the game, right? We fell for the trap. We did.
We did. Again.
We did.
Yeah.
But we controlled it at the end of the day, and coming away with 1-1, it's not a bad result, in my opinion. That breeds confidence because back in my mind, I think back in everyone's mind, everyone's thinking about Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday. We do. That's the thing. And I think all the players...
This whole thing was to give players rest and rotate and see what works and doesn't work. But the only outlet we have is Højlund. And, I hope this gives him confidence to go in on Thursday. Now that, I've been a striker. I've been playing a winger. So not scoring goals. And all of a sudden you get a goal that breeds confidence in you, right?
Yeah,
but his positioning, his I don't know, his runs, I don't know. I was looking at at one stage Ghana was the highest point of contact up there, and I was looking, where is Højlund? He's down there with Ogate. You know what I mean? Playing very deep. And this is a mistake.
Always dropping and can't separate from his centre back. The centre back is always there, ready to jump, and when the ball comes, it's over. So
Yeah.
Thando comes in. Big up, Thando. I haven't seen you in the chat before.
Big up.
You say the match totally changed on the red card. So let's be honest, Bournemouth were comfortable until then, and I agree.
But they were also the home team.
Yeah. Mick, let's just go through a little bit of the stats from the game. We have this one. Let me just remove this from Thando. Big up, Thando. Here you see the momentum of the game. So Bournemouth in red, we are in white. So you see in the first half, here they scored in 23rd minute. They had the momentum in the first half.
Yeah, there was the spells, and then we took over.
At the end of the first half,
we had 54% ball position by that time.
And then Bournemouth were in control. We started pushing a little bit, and then the red card happened, and we had the momentum for the rest of the game. So obviously the red card influenced the game, but up until the red card, I would say Bournemouth were the leading team. They had the momentum. When you look at XG, Bournemouth were toothless in a way. They didn't have many chances, but the chances they had was quite big, I would say. They had one in the crossbar from Dango. They had the goal, obviously, from Semenyo. So I think they could have scored more.
We had Garnacho, Cup, I think 3 opportunities, and one when he came free with the Kepa as well. And Kepa just managed to put a hand to it. We had Chido Obi Martin almost scored a goal as well. And actually Rasmus scored, so yeah.
And also when you look at the chances here, you see Bournemouth, Man United, XG 257. So again, I think we look toothless. We lack clinicality when it comes to our attack. 25 shots, but only 2 big chances. Tells you a lot how we produce. So I was not happy with this, and that's why I called the show United's attack is broken. I just want to bring in some comments, Mick, before we move on. I see an interesting one here from where is it? I saw it from Danny B. He got Amarim got the team selection wrong, in my opinion. Jarvis, he should have rewarded Amas and Fredriksson for the good performance last week, and I think that comment is spot on, Danny B.
Yeah, he should have.
I missed Amas today. If we have had a left wing back who actually could cross a deadly cross, I think we would have scored more goals. Because Drogu, I think his crosses were poor, and Luke Shaw, I think he takes a little bit too much time. So we lose the momentum when Luke Shaw crosses.
Bear in mind also, I wanted to mention Luke Shaw. This guy made his first 90 minutes, but his match fitness is not there. Does it come down to trust? I rather trust a senior player. I want to sort of rev him up and use him in Thursday, or is it that I'm saving Amas and Fredriksson for Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a question here from Johnny K. I don't know if you know the answer for this, Mick. Is Amas in, or is he
registered? Yeah, he's registered.
Okay, that's a good thing.
But Chido is not registered.
Now I think Amas is ahead of Dorgu when it comes to.
Dorgu had a stinker today, I think.
Yeah, he was poor. But he was unlucky on that yellow card. That yellow card was.
That was not even a yellow.
No,
that was bullshit. The guy kicked into his knee, basically. He did on a proposal, like, "Would you want to marry me?" And the guy just kicked into him, like he went down on the knee.
Big up Jarvis and the chat. How do you say this, Mick? Shlolank Habibi, Mickey? No.
Shlonak Habibi.
Shlonak. That's Arabic.
I think it's Iraq. In Iraq, this is Shlonak, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Shakomaku. Cool. Anyway, big up everyone.
Yeah, big up. Danny B also comes in with this one. His lineup changes too much. I think it's only been 2-3 times he has started the same team consistently. And this is a good comment also. I've been thinking the same. And I think Amarim, he changed the choppers and changes too much, even when things works. I'm okay when you just chop and change if thing doesn't work. But let's say Amas, he worked. Bruno in the number 6 worked as a deep line playmaker. I think Xerxes worked really well in the number 10 when Bruno was in the 6, but he chopped and changed up everything. He chopped and changed with Masraoui and Amas, right, left or right. So, and even when he got positive answers, he changed this. So I don't know. I think it's, but this is what you get from a manager with.
Yep. Well, what was the root cause of him doing it? You got to ask the question further. Why? How and why? How? And then you look at the overall bench. You look at the overall situation. You have 3 big games ahead of you. You know that Premier League doesn't really matter at this point of time. So I'm not really bothered. I'm comfortably numb. So my focus is on Thursday right now. We win Thursday, or we get a draw. We take it to Old Trafford, potentially go to the final. Spurs look like absolutely dog shite today. So, Bodegaard, Glimt, Spurs, who knows? And this for me will be redemption. This will be, if we win Europa League, this will be like, a consolidation of the shit season I've been witnessing. But again, I don't ping it on Amarim. I ping it on Ineos and the clowns upstairs that fucked up this whole season. In a way, left us like super thin.
Mick, I'm just retweeting now, you guys. So if you please can do us a favor, we are also live on X. So here you see us doubling up. So
cool.
Guys, if you can do us a favor, press the link I'm putting up here in the chat and give us a retweet. That would be nice, because we are streaming on different platforms. So here you see the link, x.com. That would be lovely. 54 people watching at the moment, 50 people on Tactical Devils YouTube. So smash
the like, please. Yeah, so Alien Tenor came in with an interesting comment just before, if you scroll up there.
This one.
Yeah, forget this crap that Amarim don't have his players. You work with what you got, and that's the bottom line. Yeah, everyone has Peter, I can agree to what you're saying there, and I feel the sentiment, but I look at, did he get backed? Is this his players? He's trying to get the best out of them. You see that he's suffering. It's been far too many individual errors, and there's certain things you can tweak as a manager and can't tweak as a manager. But behind the scenes, he's looking at the goalkeeper. There's no smoke without any fire that we're looking to sort of replace Onana. We are bringing athleticism of players, what we've been linked in the midfield and, the attack. So for me, I do understand, but I'm just saying, okay, I will judge it after the summer. If this doesn't work, then we know it's not the players. It's coming down to the gaffer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. But it's too soon to judge, in my opinion. So Entei Simba, big up Entei Simba, say, is Fredriksson registered for Europa? I think he's on the 18 squad, so he can play.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think all the under 21s and under 18 squad players can be selected for Europa League. So for me, I think it's a positive on that one. And Skander Karumi comes in and say, big up Jarvis, big up, and Bath Time is in the house. And Tay Simba is here. You say, hey guys, big up. Hope you're good. It's so sad seeing our biggest rival yet, and we can't even beat a 10-man Bournemouth. I will never forgive this ownership for what have it done to us.
No, that's what I was saying. You just point the fingers above. And he comes down with another brilliant comment here to say the hunger to sack managers has led us to our worst finish in history, and people still think the manager is the problem. It baffles me too,
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
Jarle comes in and say Doge was all right. He won 7 out of 11 duels and 2 out of 3 aerial duels with 83% pass completion and 2 interceptions. So it was not bad, but I agree. He was decent, but I think he lacks a little bit when it comes to crossing. I think
Okay.
I think Areola did a mistake. He opened up the left-hand side a little bit too much, especially when they were 10 men. So we had their chance. We could have killed the game at that moment, but we lacked the I would say the precision when it comes to crosses. And I think Dorgu is partly to blame for that, but he's a young guy and he
He's
will
a young kid.
definitely improve. So I'm not scapegoating Dorgu. No, by far.
Which I'm sort of contra with, me, reasoning. I'm sure he's not the guy to lead the left wing back. This is a stopgap, right? I'm sure we cannot fix the whole squad, 11 squad members under one summer. But eventually, I think that they will address the situation, potentially bring in a more senior, more experienced, like a Milos Gyökeres, for instance, because
he was good. I like that.
Gyökeres cooks, right?
He really do. Some positives here, Mick, from Jake Davis. He comes in and say, "Can we get Ruby on more often?" What a hero! He makes me laugh. Yeah, sure.
Well, maybe we should bring back the Mick and Jarvis show again.
Yes, yeah, we can do like maybe a weekly show, Mick and Jarvis, for you guys. But you are the transfer guru when it comes to transfers, so maybe we can do something like that when summertime comes.
Yeah.
Chow View comes in and say, "Oh, my screen went black. Okay, now it's back." The question is, can we trust some of these players?
No. Depends on who. Yeah. I mean, the players that are leaving are the players that were, given minutes today. I didn't see Lindelof do a bad thing. I mean, when Lindelof came in, he was a ball-playing centre-back, which I liked, kind of thing, that changed the rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, we played against 10 men, so he wasn't put under pressure.
Harry Maguire, which we all wanted out, has kind of proven that you got to fight for your right to party, you know what I mean, like Beastie Boys. So he's one of the senior players that's been improved massively. Luke Shaw, nah. Bro, no. Casemiro is not the future. And I think that Casemiro today absolutely had a stinker today as well.
Yeah, he did.
He was targeted. He was targeted in that midfield.
He was okay for me, but Trevor Wade. Yeah, please.
But the thing is, you can disrupt on midfield if you put pressure like a mid-block. What they did, Casemiro totally loses his head, and Bruno as well. Like Bruno is an emotional player as well, so you could start. He was getting petulant and stuff like that until second half when things started settling down. When Ugarte came in and was driving the ball more faster and quicker, transporting the ball.
Yeah, but to be honest, off the midfield pivot, I think Casemiro was better than Kobe Mainoo. I think Kobe Mainoo had a stinker today, and I don't see him working as a number 8.
Maybe he will be sold.
Maybe. I don't want him sold, by the way. So, Trevor Wade comes in and say, "Evening, Jarvis and Mick. Did you hear Fabrizio Romano just announced that Stu Woolley was arrested at the airport before flying back? So it was after a few drinks too many. So too much tiger beer."
Here we go. Let's jump into the show.
Yeah.
He was trying to smuggle some Wuhan bats into the country. Stu Woolley.
Mick, can you read a couple of comments? I just need to answer a request here from the left.
Yeah, I see. Let's see. I don't have the admin controls, but at least I can read some comments. Genghis Khan Jr. said Casemiro was awful. He looked like nervous wreck again. But that's again, Genghis is basically it's the way Areola is setting up the mid block and puts pressure on the midfielders. Like, don't get second and first balls. Like, they don't allow them to have much time, stressing them and being disruptive. This is what they did great today. They played very dirty, awful football, and the red card was incoming, 100%, right? Mr. Zimba says, thoughts on Mazraoui as a right wing back is better than right centre backs. 100% agree with what you're saying there. I think that he's better as a right centre back than a wing back. He's not a wing back, he's more centered, he's more defensive minded. And that leads me also to our wingback situation, because I said, like, if we recruit right, we can play 3 in the back with the recovery pace and use wingbacks with more attacking minded rather than defense minded, like an Amad Diallo, for instance, right? They can also track back. But if you also recruit pace, like if you add on an Edison in the double pivot together with Ducati, man, you should not pass, right? We discussed about this yesterday. So clearly there's pieces that's not existing in this team, and that is pace. There is technicality and ball players, right? Somebody that can pick up the ball and drive. We don't have that, right?
Scott McTominay did a couple of times today. Actually, when he came on, he actually took the ball deep and drove it into at least deep into the mid third. And
Ugarte is starting to do. No, sorry, Lenny, we've seen that from the deep line in centre back, driving the ball like do you know how much chaos you create with the defenders? Shit, who should I mark now, right? This is something that we've been lacking. Scott McTominay used to do that. Like, Scott McTominay was so, but he was a good, galloping forward. In strides.
David Ornstein has confirmed that there's been an agreement reached between Chinese and UK government of transfers of Stu Wally back to the UK with a price of £250 million.
Tariffs. Pay up. Jarvis, you have to pay tariffs now for Stu Wally.
Funny, that was a good one. A Agile Beast 21 comes in and says Dorgu needs to improve his crossing, and I agree 100%. I think he lacks when it comes to crossing, and I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought when we brought in a wingback, he should be able to cross. But it also makes me think that Dorgu is brought in to play on the right side, because when he plays on the right side, he can cut in, and I think then we will see more of Dorgu's qualities. Now he's on the left, he's forced to be wide, but we know Rúben, he likes one of the wingbacks to cut in and the other one to hold it with.
He likes
maybe we will see our wingback pairing next season be Dorgu on the right, Amas on the left.
Yeah, I mean, we've been short on the left back situation, so he's been playing there. But when he first made his debut for Man United, he was actually playing on the right. That's the thing. And he used to play Quenda, which is a left footer, as a right wing back. So who's to say that a Harry Amas comes in and cements his place on this left wing back,
Yes. Genghis Khan Jr. and we think alike. He seconds my thoughts on that. Amarim should play Dorgu on the right wing back and Amas on left wing back. So great, Genghis. Let's just go to some of the footage, Mick, and try to analyze.
Yeah, sure.
So today I've been watching proper football. I've been having so much fun, and we've been playing with these guys today.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So number 10, that's my son, the 8-year-old's playing football. It's been a fantastic day.
How did it go?
It went really well. I have some game footage here for you, Mick, to analyze.
Jarvis Jr., come on.
So what do you think about this?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Big shot, but he couldn't score. So unfortunately,
Wilcox, are you watching? Vivel, are you watching?
But I have to say, Mick, there was so much fun today. Watching those kids, and they give 110% in everything they do, and they were so tired in the last game. There was a tournament. They played 3 games, so they were super tired, but they gave everything. So. Watching good football, that's the most important.
That's good.
So that's why I was a little bit late when it came to the game, and I had to watch it in rerun.
No problem. You just sent me a message. I was out driving my bike. I was clearing my head. I see Andrew Collins coming in with a very fantastic comment here. Bilbao have only conceded 26 goals. They are very good defensively. And what is it like? 26 goals in all season in La Liga, lowest of all teams. We are 5th in worst scorings. Yeah, do the math. So that's why I believe, if we can, I'm living on hopium and copium and opium and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah. So if we can go to Bilbao, get a draw. I mean, I don't think that. I mean, we know that the defense is solid there, but they have also the leading goal scorer injured out. Question mark over Nico Williams as well. So I think it's going to be a draw. Hopefully, Like, if we get a draw in Bilbao, that's good. Take it to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Go all
we have
in.
to play
Throw in
for
the
a
kitchen
result, not playing to win the game. I think we just need to play for a
Final
good
10
result. Even
final 10
losing
minutes.
by 1, I think that's a decent result going away in Bilbao.
And final 10 minutes, if we're still 0-0 at Old Trafford, you throw up Harry Maguire, the big slabby.
Yeah, he's our only available striker in the Europa League. But when it comes to the strikers we have in the Premier League, I think by far Obi Martin is a better striker than Højlund. I think what we saw today in small cameos, how he moves, how he places himself in between the centre back, running their diagonals, waiting for the room and then go, not like Højlund pressing and is too eager and using his room in front of him. So,
but Stephanie Griffith comes in with a reminder to say that Man United is still unbeaten in Europe. We will win it, she says.
Okay. Alien Tenno comes in and asked me to create a poll. So I won't answer this. It's for you guys to decide. Question to Jarvis, and please do a poll. Will Jarvis back Man United or Bodø/Glimt if that's the final?
You're running a Manchester United channel.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Let's
but I will do a poll. I will do a poll, so it's for you guys to decide.
Okay. Why Jarvis doing this poll? While you're doing that poll, while you're writing, I want to address the question. Let's stick on this topic. We know the Spurs are playing Bodø/Glimt. It's not a walk in the park for Spurs. What are you guys thinking? Will Spurs go over the line? Will it be a Spurs Man United final? And if so, do you think that Man United can win over Spurs or Bodø/Glimt? I think that, if you ask my opinion, I think that Bodø/Glimt will actually beat Spurs. I
hope so.
And I regarding Man United, I hope we can get it over the line. So it will be Bodø/Glimt's United final in Bilbao. And we get to see those crazy fans.
That will be nice. So now the poll is out, guys. You decide which team I should support if they meet in the final. Trevor Wade comes in and say all strikers are better than Højlund. In fairness, Jarvis, it's not a high bar, and yeah, that's true. And when a 17-year-old that hardly have any Premier League experience has better movement than Højlund has been playing for 2 seasons now, tells you a lot. Tells you about his instinct.
He did a dog rubbing ass again against the leg, today again. What I'm falling down.
Yeah.
Pushed
at least he scored a goal.
He did.
Scored a goal. Yeah. So maybe this is the
maybe this will be the catalyst.
Yeah. Because he clearly lacks confidence. And we know when we all have been in situations where we lack confidence.
God, I pray.
And yeah.
I pray that this will be the catalyst for him to go there on Thursday and get another one, right? To get another one, because we don't have anyone. We don't.
The poll is a tight one. Now, after 10 votes, it's 60% United and 40% Bodø/Glimt. So get your votes in. 60 people watching at the moment. Smash the like if you haven't. I think we are on about 35 likes, if I'm correct. Let's see, 34 likes. So smash the like if you haven't. Do me that favor. I would really appreciate it. So
let's do it. Let's do the reverse. What if Bodø/Glimt wins the final? It will be, oh my God, what a fairy tale. I can see the smile on your face now. I got you in the trap.
I'm going to watch Bodø/Glimt play on the 16th of May in the Norwegian Premier League. A friend of mine got 4 tickets, so I will be able to go to that match.
Wheatley and Biancheri need to, Wheatley and Biancheri are registered. They'd be on the bench.
What happened to Eden Wheatley? He was such a big talent. He scored buckets of goals.
He went on a loan in the backfired, came back, scored 2 goals for the under-21s. So he didn't work out on his loan again. So he came back, scored.
I'll take Wheatley. He's a big guy. I think he's physical enough to play for Man United at least. And he's quick, and I like his press play, his movement.
Yeah.
So.
Genghis Khan Jr. Yeah, Bodø main striker is injured. Yeah, he is. He was rushed to the hospital with the ambulance.
Yeah, and two of their best players, Håkon Evjen and that little maestro Patrick Berg, is both suspended for the first leg against Spurs away. So I'm not
shit anyway.
I think Bodø/Glimt struggles, and they have to rely on the Russian goalkeeper Nikita Haikin. He's such a good goalkeeper, he can do everything. He can be magical when.
So Bodø would just go and park the bus at.
No, they won't. They won't. They will play their game. They always do. That's why they do well in Europe, even away. They always play their game. They keep hold of the ball. They try to attack with force. 7-8 guys in the box all the time. So it will be an open game. I think it will be a lot of goals especially away. Yeah, maybe 3-3, 4-3 Spurs, 5-3 Spurs, maybe. So yeah, let's do some clip and analyze some footage, Mick. This was early in the first half, and now I want you to focus on this guy, this Rasmus Højlund again. What this tells me, he never looks over his shoulders. He's not aware where the center back is, Højlund, even when Højlund gives him a little bit of space. So you see here, we win the ball. It's a high ball from Onana. It's Højlund. And we receive the ball. He makes a little diagonal run. And here he is, and Højlund is the number 2 following him. So Højlund stops in this instance and receives the ball from Kobbie Mainoo. And I think he makes the wrong choice. He plays the ball back to Kobbie Mainoo on the side, but he should have turned with the ball and tried to create something. So again, I think this is what you do when you don't have any confidence, because he's not aware where the center back is. He finally managed to separate from the center back, and he plays a weak ball to Kobbie Mainoo. So this again, it's all about his decision making over
instead
and over.
Instead of turning around, just receive the ball and turn it around with the half.
Look here, he has a lot of space when he receives the ball.
He could have just turned around and drive. Yeah.
And you look at Bournemouth, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players chasing down this alley, and he plays Mainoo into trouble.
Have you ever seen Cunha play? It's he always looks over his shoulder to scan the area, so he knows what to do.
Yeah. And Danny B 100% turns and drives toward the goal. Poor decision making, and this is why I get so frustrated by Højlund, because now I'm just watching. I'm looking for all his mistakes. So I'm confirmation bias at the moment. I can't stop. He's not good enough in my mind. No. We
all know it.
I don't want to make this the Højlund out channel, but I think we are about to be the Højlund out channel. It frustrates me too much. But what do you think, Mick? You used to play as a striker.
I was more of a left winger though, but for me, clear and obvious, you need to know your space in the area you're operating in. Before you even receive the ball, you should know your options. You look behind just to see where the defender is, So really you can pre-calculate what options I have. Option A, option B, option C.
But if your main job, Mick, is actually playing with your back against the goal, being like the false nine.
Yeah, but if you're playing it, you should know where your defender is, so you look over your shoulder. That's the thing.
Yeah. But this is one of the main problems with Højlund. He never looks over his shoulders. He's not aware where the center back is. And even in that little bit of space.
And I even saw like Chido Martin's hold up play today. I was like, wow, this kid is strong as well. And he managed to hold up the defense. He was outside the 6-yard box, and he laid up a flick, I think it was as well. But he's simply he's a big lad, but he's not strong enough physically. Maybe he needs to practice more of what they do in NFL or rugby, just that somebody's pushing him and he's just resisting. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the physicality for some reason. But man, first season we created goals out of nothing. I know there's a striker in him, right? Maybe it's just confidence, maybe it's the lack of training, but if we're going to be serious next season, he's not the answer. Maybe, as I said to you yesterday or the day before, maybe if Atalanta comes in and say, we'll give you Edison but as a sweetener, we want sort of Højlund back and want seasonal loan, I would say, yeah, go ahead. You know, he needs a little bit more development.
Stephanie Rasmus needs a foot up his ass.
Listen, he's still 22. He's got, minimum 8 years to develop. He's still learning. But
and this is a valid question from Alien. Is Højlund that bad, or is it team unity that's the problem?
Well, I like that question because, again, if you looked at the game in isolation, we didn't really service anything towards the number 9. We started to play more on once they got the red card, we started to play more on the flanks and started to cross in. But why can't we do that when we have 11 players? So everything is just like going backwards, going to the midfield. So it's like a midfield battle. Gyökeres trying to take on. And you don't see many balls going to Højlund. So Højlund gets frustrated, started dropping deep, starting to play a midfielder just to receive the ball to do something, like Harry Kane used to do. But his position should be high up on the pitch, the focal points. He should be the one that's higher up on the pitch. So if Onana goes long, he should be the one receiving the ball, right? And link up the play. But there's so much development in him, so I'm not going to go, you're shit striker. I've seen what he can do. I think it's more of a confidence. I think there is lack of development, or maybe it's lack of his arrogance to ask questions or learn, because, you as a striker should go and speak to everyone and say, this is the way I want it. This is the way you should put the ball for me. This is the way you get the best out of me. So maybe there's so many, I don't know, so many question marks.
I think you summed it up well. Neil Driscoll comes in and say Jarvis should support local club if play United in the Europa League, like I did when Exeter played the United in the FA Cup in 2005 and got a draw 0-0, and United won the replay 2-0. And I would say when it comes to this, my conclusion is, quite honestly, it's like choosing between your children. Who do you love the most?
You can't.
Impossible. It's impossible. So I can't. So I will watch the game and I will support both teams and hope that the best team wins in a way. I know it's a boring answer, but but thank you for the sensible approach, Neil. You lived a long time, so you know how it is. So I respect you. Thank you. We have Rick is in the house. He say loan sounds
Richie.
like the best option. Rich, yeah, big up, Rich.
Yeah, loan. Yeah, I agree on that. He's still a good asset. I mean, selling him now, it would just be taking a loss. And I don't think the club is willing to do that. This season was not easy for him because we got to look at, he didn't have any. We got rid of Rashford. The goal opportunities disappeared with Rashford. Anthony, he was the only one all of a sudden with Xerxes and both learning on the job, and the pressure mounting on. So him and Garnacho didn't score, which led to that we had the worst goal tally in many, I can't remember how many years, to be honest.
Yeah.
But is it his fault or is it the Ineos fault, right?
No. How much do we need to sell Rasmus for without going?
40 million minimum pounds.
Well, let's say a 5-year contract, 10 million a season. So 2 seasons, we can cut off 20 million. And we bought him for, was it 75? Something stupid like that. So we
need 50 million at least to
50,
break even, I think.
Oh my, we will never get 50 million for Rasmus. So
that's why I say take a loan fee.
Yeah.
Take a loan fee for the remaining of the year. Let whoever, Juventus or Atlanta, pay the full salaries for him. He's not that expensive anyway. Get the confidence up, and in the meantime, we are not in the business to be patient. Like we want to win now. Like we want to sort of go into the summer window. We know what the problems is. We are not the sporting director. We're not the recruitment director. We're just fans having an opinion. So we trust that they will do the right job.
I could give it
right?
a go.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I'm sure they already set down Amarim, Vivel, Barada, Wilcox. They all had a plan, like, these are the targets. This is what we need to work. Let's go. Let's cook, right?
Yeah.
They instantly went, and we see that Cunha will be closed very soon. Delap is being confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, 30 million.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to building that squad that has the intensity, the missing pieces of the puzzles, because he's been playing with shit players that don't really give a toss, or they don't have it in the locker room. The intensity levels are not there. Like, they're not used to working hard. A bit by bit, year by year, you get rid of these players and you put players in which suits the philosophy of the club which they want to go forward, and also the way the manager
but Mick, the problem is the culture of the club, because a lot of these players that we sign worked hard when we signed them, but after a while, because they feel that they have reached their goal, being a Man United player, getting paid the big bucks, getting all the fame, getting
but
all those big social media accounts, so and all those PR promotions and all those I don't know, super contracts of big money. So the problem is they lose the motivation.
That is under Woodward, and that is under John Murtaugh. There was absolutely clueless. We didn't have any sporting director. I'm confident that Van Gaal, I'm confident that Jose Mourinho would be more successful if they had a proper footballing operations, right? They never got the target players what they wanted. Ed Woodward was all of a sudden like, the sporting director said, let's get this one. He sells a lot of shirts. So they never looked at the football, But now 1 year under Ineos, now this is the first summer where everyone is on board. This is the first summer planning, So I do understand if you look at Manchester United, I've written this season off mentally as well, What's the point? I was thinking, after the sacking of Ten Hag, I thought it was the right decision, but they should have done it after the FA Cup. But they didn't. So they recruited that summer for Ten Hag, not for Amarim. So he came over. We know he started to change the style, the formation, everything. So here we are. And now we have the chance to rectify in the summer window. So this window, it's all eyes on Ineos, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the ownership, right? I'm not happy what they've done. All the cost cuttings, everything, increasing ticketing prices and everything. But I think this is the year one in the total rebuild. And what good is it to sack another manager and start over again? Like, obviously he is the guy. The way match-going fans are singing the Rúben Amorim song, everyone loves them, But it's not good enough for his first season to, the record speaks how many losses and how many wins. But it's like they're giving him a free pass to say, look, we accept it.
Yeah. It is what it is. 70 people watching, Mick. So we are 46 now on YouTube. So if you haven't, if you just tuned in, smash the like. We need more likes. The likes is our currency, and that's what we live for when it comes to the world of YouTube. Big up Luman coming in and say wrong manager. Get Sean Dyche. Big up Luman, good to see you. Smash the like if you haven't. Barman comes in with an interesting one. Jarvis, comment on the stupidity of players playing out from the back when the opponent is all over 1-on-1 pressing us from the back line. We have conceded many times like this. Yes, and I'm glad you brought this up, Barman.
I was thinking about that.
And while doing this, I think we should
the 1-0 goal.
Analyze the Semenyo goal.
Yeah,
this is us. And
why
Mick,
Onana?
I'll give you the commentator job on this, and you can tell me what you see.
I remember clearly. Onana. Wait, take it back to Onana again. Take it back to Onana. As a goalkeeper, you have the radar, you have the vision, you have the whole pitch in front of you. You see that they're pressing Luke Shaw there. Why are you not going long? Why are you insisting in playing a pass, trapping Luke Shaw to play it down to Patrick Dogo, who lost the ball? We always seem to do that, right? why are you playing to a player that is not free, that is not showing himself? That is a recipe for disaster. Yeah, just look up and play it long. But you can see that he's hesitating, that he's turning to Luke. If you go back to Luke Shaw again, to Onana.
Yeah. Well, we are at the start of the clip.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can't
So
go
this
any
is
further
before,
back.
yeah. So Onana turns around. Instead of pinging the ball high up, he passes to Luke. And look. He passes to Dorgo, who gets pressed, and they sneak the ball out of him, right?
Yeah.
And by that time, the defense is already prepared, running up, but they are now caught ball watching and running back. So all of a sudden, you're dispossessed. You don't have the shape in. And we've been doing that so many times. Simple individual errors conceding goals. And this was a deflection, although from Casemiro. But again, Onana, the reaction, we know when it comes to diving, too slow reaction.
Yeah.
So it starts from Onana by not, why are you giving the ball to that area to Luke Shaw? Fine, he's free.
I think that's okay from a tactical point of view, Mick. Let me just
maybe Luke Shaw should have just taken the ball and ping it across forward, long ball forward, instead of trapping in. Just
what we do in this instance, we do the Amarim way. So we go a little bit wider with a wide centre backs. Maguire pushes up, so we try to overload this field.
Yeah.
It's almost like a 2-3. So we have 2 here and 3 here. So our build up is a 2-3. So when we, for example, give the ball, the Bournemouth players will be ready to jump. They will be here in this position because we are chosen a side. So as soon as you choose a side, like Onana chooses Luke Shaw, the press comes in from this way. For example, Evan Nielsen. So we won't be able to play the ball back again to Onana. They are trying to pin us down on one side. So this is a trigger, and Semenyo immediately understand this trigger and puts Luke Shaw under pressure. But what I see in this picture, I see Harry Maguire is free in this position because we have one extra man centrally because one of our central centre back is pushing up and Maguire is pushing up as the central defender. So you have 2 options. You could either play the ball back to Onana, or you can play the ball inside. Amarim wants this pass. He wants to pass into Maguire.
Yeah.
But what Luke Shaw is doing, he's not used to the Amarim style. So he reverts to the default. The default is playing the wing back. But the ball should never go to the wing back because then you're trapped.
You're trapped.
Because this is a trap. And we play immediately into the trap.
But it was a hot potato. He received the ball without even looking
behind here and doesn't understand. So if you look at the footage again, you can see Luke Shaw clearly has an opportunity to find Maguire centrally. But Luke Shaw... It's a bad pass from Onana, putting him under pressure. Immediately, just a bounce pass if you don't know what to do with the ball, or play Maguire. Be progressive. This is what Amarim wants. This is not Amarim ball playing out to Dorgu. It's a big mistake from both Onana and Luke Shaw. So let's go back to the footage. So you see here when Luke Shaw receives the ball, you see Maguire here looking over his shoulder.
Pass it to Maguire.
Clearly knows what's going on. So the ball should come from Luke Shaw up to Maguire, and then we are good.
We've been caught out so many times like this.
But this
is like I don't want to have the hot potato. I relieve the responsibility on me. I pass it to somebody else to fuck up. That's the thing. So why are you passing it? How's Dorgo going to get out of that trap? How easy? He's getting instantly followed by Semedo there.
Yeah.
Instead of Luke Shaw looking up, playing to Harry Maguire, or just ping a long ball up to Rasmus Højlund in the midline.
But even here, you see there's an option to find Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
But we're not willing to take the risk, and I think Amarim wants us to play the progressive pass. Well, it's a tough ball. It's hard for Dorgu to know what to do in this situation. He's totally pinned down. You see he's surrounded by Bournemouth players in every direction. So
up to that moment, we were very competitive. We went toe-to-toe with them, right? Yeah, this is how we lost the momentum, and this is how they scored the goal, right?
Yeah. But as you see here, Evan Nilsson He's here because he's cutting the passing lane when the pressure comes. This is the trap.
Yeah, and Harry is trying to run back. He's already dispossessed already because he's pressing high up. Yeah.
So I think it's a brilliant layoff or whatever you want to call it from Evan Nilsson back to Semenyo. And, the finishing is clinical. It's a brilliant finish from Semenyo. Semenyo is a class player. He's a quality player.
Are we linked to him as well?
I hope so.
We are. Yeah.
So it's a beautiful strike here from Semenyo. And we all know that Onana can't save his front post.
I mean, this was the first half. I believe
depended on it.
I believe was Luke Shaw's first start. It was a little bit match rusty, I mean, Luke Shaw, when he's fit, when he's in form, he's a very good player, But he became better in the second half.
Mick, look at this. I didn't realize, but look at Onana. He always makes a little skip and jump to the other side.
Yeah.
And throws himself to the back again. So if it was De Gea in this instance, he would just stand on the front post and save with his feet. But Onana, because he has poor goalkeeping technique, tries to throw himself down, which is much longer to save a ball on the ground like this instead of just using his feet. So again, poor goalkeeping.
It's like
here from Onana. So look at Onana here when he comes into the picture.
Where's the block? Yeah,
makes a little skip and jump and tries to save it with his hands. Why don't you just stand there like an ice hockey goalkeeper and save it with your feet?
Yeah, it's like chopping down a Christmas tree, like timber. Oof, oof. Or it's like that Home Alone movie, like gonna make it, ain't gonna make it.
So there's so many things, it's Onana's first pass to Luke Shaw, it's Luke Shaw's pass to Dorgu, it's Dorgu's decision-making when he receives the ball, it's the defending with three guys on Evan Nilsson, and at the end, it's Onana's goalkeeping technique when it comes to saving on his front post. So, no wonder we lose games. We are a really bad team.
Boxing straight talks, I agree with you. Onana is a stiff dosser. Somebody check his medical. I think he's taking too much Viagra.
And maybe Onana need a bounce to get his acceleration.
Put a trampoline there. Now everyone. I think that 90% of the fan base are done with him. Right? Seriously,
We have a Liverpool fan in the chat. Big up. Congratulations by winning. Deserved. You won the league by being the best team this season.
Should we be
there's
real?
Nothing I can do about it. I have to be humble. So
no. I mean, be real. Be real. They've been playing they've been playing the best football in the whole season. Be consistent, right? So, but yet again, there's just been an 8 years of squad building. We are so far behind. They had the same manager for 8 years, and it's been a ready-made squad. Then Klopp decided to retire because he was burned out. What they did was just to get another manager that plays the same style of play, and all he had to do is plug and play. That's it. They didn't recruit anyone. They already had a ready-made squad. So big up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't like the Scousers, to be honest, and we are a United channel, but it is what it is. I can't do nothing about Liverpool winning. They done it by themselves.
Breaking news. This is how Real Madrid are brutal, according to Rush Manuel. Carlo Ancelotti will leave Real Madrid and join Brazil as a Brazil manager. We knew that already. It's ruthless. They sacked him because he didn't get to the final.
Yeah, but that's the curse of being the Real Madrid manager, This is Real Madrid. They are ruthless, as you say. They are ruthless.
And they don't like to pay for players. They like to just grab players for free. Run your contract and come to us.
You think so?
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They got Trent.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, they always do it like that.
They said same thing to Lenny Euro. Like, run your contract and come next year for free. Man United swooped in.
Real Madrid was a shit show yesterday with how the players acted. I didn't see the game. We did a show, Mick and we did a preview, so I didn't get to see the game. But I understand that Barcelona won the game and won the Copa del Rey.
Xavi Alonso.
First trophy. They can do the quadruple this year, maybe.
Yeah. Xavi Alonso will be tipped as the manager to replace.
Yeah.
This is his dream now. He done well in Germany.
Alonso in the frame from Rosmano, he agrees. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Do we have enough experience to go managing Real Madrid? It's a different beast than the Bundesliga, I would say. The pressure is on. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, what's the similarity? Managing in Real Madrid is the same thing as same pressure as Manchester United, isn't it? Right. As soon as you step in.
Stories say I don't like the Amarim system. I like true wingers, not bastards. Yeah. I don't know if Amarim gets sacked and we revert to another manager playing a different style, we are in trouble again because we need to use like three seasons just to get wingers back again. And yeah.
But that's why I believe we shouldn't sell Garnacho.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mick. I think we should just keep him. We need some out-and-out wingers in our squad.
That's a big question. Why all of a sudden? This is the DNA of Man United playing a 4-3-3, right?
4-4-2.
Lately,
4-4-1-1. 4-3-3 under Carlos Queiroz coming in mid-2000s.
Why the hell?
Then we changed the formation.
Why?
Yeah, because people starting overloading the midfield. We had 2 Keenan's goals, and suddenly we struggled because there were 3. So we had
there's a question. There's a method to my question. Why did the new establishment decided to all of a sudden change to a 3-4-3 instead of going on the path which everyone knows? Why?
You said yesterday it was all about Berada. This is Berada's main man.
Yeah, but it's also Wilcox as well. This is also like, it's Berada. It's a Berada's man, but why? The big overarching question is like, if Man United had played a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 for more than 15 years, why all of a sudden make the change and just swap to a 3 in the back? You know, you got to sort of, if you look at the existing squad, clearly you must have looked at it's time for a change. We know we're not going to be successful the first season, but maybe this is the way forward, and we fans don't see it as of yet. This is all new.
Yeah.
And we've been barely shit in adapting.
Yeah, I didn't want Amarim in the first place. Now we have him, so I will back him and I will give him time. I wanted Areola.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but then I look at
Michel from.
Then it crossed my mind that everyone is new, learning on the job. They got a young manager. He's 40 years of age. Everyone is new. The CEO, the technical director, everyone is new. And then you're looking at the recruitment strategy. Get players like P-platers. So this might backfire, man. We never know. Or it could be very successful.
I'll say it's a bigger chance that it will backfire than succeed. That's my assessment of the
They took a gamble, Dev.
Yeah.
They took a gamble, 100%.
And the Amarim style is working. Yeah, I agree with Abaman when it comes to this. The Amarim style is working. We have improved a lot and need to address minor ditches, play out from the back by Onana and start scoring. Yeah. So,
but I get the fact that everyone is emotional scarred. Like, everyone wants to see something now. But I'm just sitting back and it's like, okay, let them cook now. Like, the summer will be your judgment day for me.
But I think entire Simba touches or something. I think we gave Ineos too much credit when they came in. bringing in top men and all of this, but it looks like they don't know what they're doing at times.
The first season were never to get. The first season was to the star recruitment was to get in a footballing operation the best in class people. Right now that's done. Now we are focusing on the pitch.
Bring in Dan Ashford and sack him again after 3 months.
And that was a mistake. But this season, everyone is on board. Now this season, we're looking at okay, you've done all this. You increased the ticket price. You sacked a lot of staff. Okay, show me now. What, go now, splash the cash. Do the right recruitment.
Yeah, but do we have any cash to splash? That's I think that's the main issue. We're saving up for a new stadium. I think we will go for cheap solutions and youngsters. I think that's where we are at the moment. I don't see we are going to buy any big names. I don't.
But does it have to be big names?
We talked about the Jan Oblak rumors yesterday, but we have to put out at least 400K a week. But we were not close to do something like that.
It's something you can balance the books by. You look at Edison as well, 14 million euros. That's not expensive for that world caliber of a midfielder, right?
Yeah. Jale Malmini disagrees. He say Ineos look to know what they're doing. Actually, they are plugging holes and removing things that will put the club in positive balance. Also, the transfer shows that they are on the right way.
Yeah, there's something called squad, something that's changing next year with the PSR, which will benefit Man United massively. I can't remember what it was called. It's late in my head. It's something squad, blah, 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 blah. But this was supposed to happen this season, but they're delayed it to next season. So that will benefit Man United a lot. But also, I don't like this. I mean, I'm sure they're going to plug this loophole of selling, talent, for the double the price. Actually, that counts as a double profit on the PSR books. Homegrown talent, academy players. We're becoming like a Norwegian salmon fish farm all of a sudden, right?
Yes. But it's a debate for another show, I think, this Ineos debate. But it's interesting, I have my thoughts on it, but I don't have all the answers. And you guys have a lot of good thoughts, and your footballing knowledge are by far better than mine. So, it's just a debate and opinions. At the end of the day, we can do nothing about it. So Roshmano comes in and says, smash a like and help the channel. Thank you, Roshmano. Always supportive of the channel, chief moderator, running your own transfer.
After that, you have Mr. B with a very solid comment as well, saying the next manager will end up with Amarim's players. It's never-ending cycle. So that's why I'm saying, just
that's the main problem. But yeah, Ineos are doing better than just the Glazers, for sure.
Yeah, they are.
But are they the right owners? Could we have done better with, let's say, for example, Qatari or other owners coming in? And I feel they bailed them out. I'm not the biggest Ineos fans, but as I said, let's just end this. And I don't want a big debate on this. Mick, I want to bring up this.
Sure.
Let's before we go to the next clip, because we are going to discuss Peter Banks, the referee, in a while, in 2 minutes' time. His indecisive yellow card to Adams and the red card to Evan Nilsson. But first, I want to bring up this. This is Roshmano's channel, Transfers MUFC. If you haven't, go subscribe on Twitter. It's a great transferring channel. It's always reliable. And this comes in. Man United unsure if Delap agrees to join Man United. Chelsea believe they are front runners in his signature. No final decision yet on the player. So this is reliable stuff, and Roshmano knows his things.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah,
I've seen this before. I've seen this script before, right? First, we get Cunha, and then instantly we get linked with another player. I think Delap is Chelsea bound. I don't know why Chelsea are doing what they're doing. They have a squad of 50, yada, yada, yada. Just put them on the bench, dust collectors. But if you're Liam Delap, you're looking at it, as a player, you're thinking, will I be guaranteed starter at Chelsea. You have Nicholas Jackson there. What if I come to Man United? Will I get more game time? But apparently he doesn't want to make it up his mind because he's playing some Youth World Cup or whatever. I can't remember what it was.
Do you think he sits on the fence waiting for United maybe to qualify for Europe, and then he makes up his mind? Because Chelsea looks like they're getting Champions League next season. They are doing well now.
He's never freaking played Europa in his whole life.
Yeah, but he's young. He has ambitions. I think he has ambitions. He want to be on the big stage. I don't know.
It could be also that it could also be that the club are utilizing mouthpieces, Ornstein and Fabrizio, right, to leak out this story regarding Delap. Well, they actually have another target in mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you and me going to the bar, like on a Friday night. We're getting on the piss.
Oh, that would be something. That would be something.
Oh yeah, that would be something. We can document.
I love going to the bar.
And I said to you, Jarvis, yes, there is. Oh, shh. And I said to you, Jarvis, hey, Jarvis, check this one out. And there's instant competition. But I'm having another lass in my periphery that I really, really want. But I'm sending you on that track, on that rabbit hole. So Jarvis is galloping over there, peacocking up, look at me. And the coast is clear. And I go get Gyökeres. Not that I want to sleep with him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it could be a decoy.
It could be a decoy.
The last story could be a decoy. The Osimhen story was a decoy. Because we know now.
Rúben. There's one player that he wanted to bring over was Gyökeres. Now, why the fucking hell would he go to Arsenal?
Yeah.
Right? Nobody wants to buy Osimhen. Everyone looked at it and it's like, he's just after the money, paycheck. Right? But he's such a good player. Right? Arsenal are keen to have Alexander Isak, but are they willing to pay 115? Right?
Yeah. Time will tell.
Delap. Me, I don't mind if we get a Delap, but I think that Delap is sitting there on the fence waiting for what the best offer to come in. It's going to be a bidding war. On the meantime, you have a guy you can pay 65 million for.
Delap has a release clause, 30 million.
Yeah, 30 million, yeah.
Because they get relegated. So it will be 30 million or maybe 35 so we can get installments. But
bro, it's not rocket science. You look at Gyökeres, he is the maker. His father is who? Rúben Amorim. 2 years in a row winning the Golden Boot in Europe, right? Ready-made player. Knows Rúben Amorim, knows what Rúben wants out of him. It's a no-brainer. It's just a plug and play into that.
Yeah, it's true. 82 people watching. If you haven't smashed a like, Entire Simba comes in and say Mick knows the rules.
Yeah. I played the game. I played the game.
And Ricardo Diaz also comes in and say Gyökeres is a beast. Yeah. Gyökeres, yeah.
For me, I haven't given up on Gyökeres.
Can you help me? How do you pronounce Gyökeres? In Swedish. Gyökeres.
Gyökeres.
So you would say Gyökeres.
But that's not a Swedish surname. I think his father is Hungarian.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe that's why it's so hard for me to pronounce.
Gyökeres.
Yeah. Gyökeres. The next clip I promised you we're going to talk about Peter Banks. And this is the first sliding tackle from Adams in show. So let's play this in slow motion. Close your eyes if you don't want.
That was a red. I can't believe it. It comes in with the studs. Look at that. Oh. That is a send-off. I don't know what they were watching. If they were watching Pornhub in the VR room, I don't know. But look at that. That's a leg breaker.
See here.
Whew. 2 studs. That could have ended him. That could have ended him, not him playing on Thursday. I was like petrified. No.
Do you think he slides or is this on purpose? No, he throws himself.
He doesn't even go on the ball, man.
2 feet tackle in the air.
2 feet tackle.
It's a
That
straight
is a
red.
straight red. Straight red.
How could the VAR or Peter Banks miss this?
But that's why I think they compensated on the other one, because what was his name? He slipped on Mazraoui. But they never mentioned anything about the slip. I think.
But we've seen Bruno slip this season before and getting a straight red.
Yeah. But I think they missed this one, and as a compensation for this one, they compensated with the red on the other player that did the same thing against Mazraoui. But that one, according to me, that is a straight send-off.
Yeah, and Taya Simba comes in and say the PGMOL is so biased against United they don't even hide it. Yeah, that's true. And Trevor Wade say that was out of control, regardless of a slide or not. VAR are as inconsistent as waiting for the bus.
But they were checking it for a potential red card.
They did? No, they never checked it.
They didn't?
Did they?
Yeah. They checked it for potential red card.
What the hell were they thinking? They have to be like...
They stopped it and for potential
and dumb at the same time. It's a horrible tackle. You know, that's not even... You can even discuss if that's more than a 3-game ban.
Yeah, story. You're absolutely right.
Because of the danger of the tackle.
They checked it. Apparently, deemed it wasn't too high enough.
Who was in the VAR room in this game? Because we know Peter Banks was on the pitch. Was it the usual suspect, Oliver?
I don't know, man.
Someone in the VAR, no, the VAR room or the Devilish Tactico. Check it out. Who was actually sitting in? Who was the VAR referee? Because this is a disgrace. It's a disgrace, Mick.
Yeah, Herrera against Burnley in 2016 slipped and got sent off at the same. The Bruno in this season against Spurs. Yeah, 100% inconsistency.
It's a terrible tackle, and at the same time, this happened, and this is Patrick Dorgu. They both received a yellow card, and here you see
what for? He went down to propose on his knee.
And you see Dorgu coming in with a yellow card tackle.
What was that for? He kicked his knee.
Peter Banks, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. He touched the ball first. He didn't even touch the player. The player kicks on him, kicks his knees. He goes down to propose. Will you be my bitch? Yes, please. Let me kick you first. Shit. That is disgrace.
Oh.
There was never a yellow for him.
No.
There was a yellow in number 15.
Okay,
John
so
Brooks.
it was John Brooks. Okay, well.
Brooksy.
And then he say Dorgu should have gotten the free kick. Yeah,
100%. He kicks into Dorgu's knee.
VAR, big up Trevor Wade, also checking out the VAR official, John Brooks. He must have been asleep.
Oh, well, that's why I said he was watching Pornhub. Something.
All these refs are crap and incompetent, yeah.
They all were rushing to get over to Liverpool. At least they got
one right, and that was Evan Nilsson. I think that
was correct.
That was a good call. And I was even unsure because when it first happened, it didn't look like the referee understood the severity of that tackle.
That's why I said.
I think he gave him a yellow card first, and he took it back and then gave him a direct red card after watching the screen.
I think this was a compensation for the miss on Garnacho. That's what I think. Because Garnacho's was far more worse than the red card on Evan Nilsson.
But
Mazraoui.
It's not even a compensation. It's a clear red card. So, and at least they got this one right. So here you see Evan Nilsson coming in. He slips too.
Oh.
Look at Mazraoui's left ankle.
Yeah, and the high foot.
Boom.
Oh, boom! Oh,
that's the leg breaker. If Mazraoui's studs were firm into the grass, he would have just snapped his ankle right away. It would be bye Mazraoui for at least 6 months.
They played so dirty today, right?
They did.
Whoa!
So what do you reckon? 3-game ban?
Yeah. I mean, both incidents should have been 2 send-offs, in my opinion. But we could ask our good friend.
Yeah.
Hackett.
Baumann agrees with you with the compensation theory, and And
but
Bournemouth
in this
players
incident, the ref gave a if you play it back like what I say, it's a compensation, because in this incident they gave only a yellow, which then the VR said, "Oh, hang on a second, we did a mistake on the Garnacho. Maybe come and have a look." As soon as the referee goes to the monitor, you know it's 90% going to be a send off. Yeah, They never talked about a slip or anything. I remember that the pundits were saying, "Oh, this is not fair. It was a slip."
But it doesn't matter, you are responsible if you come in with full force. You can't slip, and you shouldn't put other players in danger. You are responsible for your own actions. So for me, straight red. And I like this comment from Baumann. So this is the VAR statement. Challenged by Adams and on Garnacho was checked and confirmed by VAR, with the challenge deemed reckless, not serious for foul play. But we all saw the slow-mo. That was serious foul play.
It's them backing
comes
themselves.
jumping in with 2 feet in the air. He has no control over what he's doing. So for me, that's a straight red card. And the VAR statement should be, "We fucked up. Sorry."
Yeah.
End of. But we know there's no accountability when it comes to these guys. They are so arrogant, sitting in their own cloud.
Yeah. But they're backing themselves 100% because it's going to be scrutiny. It's like, I caught you cheating. It wasn't me. Yeah. I got my alibi. It wasn't me. I'm back Jarvis. He didn't cheat. No. Okay. Let's move on. Let's put up the statement.
Lavani. Lavani. What have you been smoking? Second is not. Look at this. I don't know if you just tuned in late, Lavani, but look at this tackle. Let's just watch it one more time.
Both are a send-off, Lavani.
This is definitely a red card. Look at Masraouy's left ankle. Could have snapped right away.
Boom. That is.
Well, you see here, luckily for
his leg was up in the air.
His studs are up in the air. If they were caught in the grass, it will be bye-bye Masraoui. It's so reckless. It's like
but it's same 2 feet tackle on Garnacho. So both equally is a send-off. So that's why I said this one was a compensation for the first fuck-up.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Disgraceful. Anyway,
so I don't know. We are 2 hours 27 minutes into the show. I have a lot of clips. I don't want to show all of them because this is a more relaxed show. This is not an important game. So we will do a more thorough tactical review when it comes to the Europa League game on Thursday. But we have to talk about the goal, Mick. The Højlund goal, because we have there's a lot of interesting situations that I want to talk about, but the Højlund goal, let's just have a look at the Højlund goal so we can wrap this show up. I know you guys, I know it's sunny in Britain and wherever you are in the world. It's a Sunday, so you should be with your family and friends.
But here they are. Here you are. Smash the like.
Here they are. Yeah. We are footballing nerds, all of us. It's just the way it is. Love talking about Man United. Here you see Bruno on the ball. We were putting them on the siege for the last 15 minutes, I would say, at least 10 minutes. Bruno is on the ball. Plays it out to Luke Shaw on the left wing.
Luke
crosses it into the box.
Beautiful play.
Is this Mason Mount or is
Mazraoui? No.
25. I think it's Mason Mount. So Mason Mount
has 7. No, 25 is Ugarte.
Oh, it's Ugarte. Okay, so the Ugarte gets the assist.
But it was a beautiful team goal. Boom, bam.
Yeah, and Højlund for once were in the right place, where I would like him to be, in between the two centre-backs, pushing in front of goal.
Tap in. But he was celebrating like it was 1999. Look at that.
Well, it's good for him. It's good for him.
Finally, I was happy for him.
Let's give him some grace,
saving grace. Good on you. You deserve it.
Yeah. Definitely good on
He's
Højlund.
He's been suffering, and it's good for the team going into Thursday. Like, you know, we can be, you know, Rasmus out as much as we want, but we are 100% relying on him to deliver on Thursday. So yeah, this is good for him and good for the team.
It's a better view for you guys. Blow it up a little bit. Here you see Ugarte to Højlund.
Good tap in.
Sticks out its foot.
Quick feet.
Yeah. But it's quick thinking for once. I don't know if it's on purpose or the ball from Ugarte just hits Højlund in a way, because I think Højlund is a little bit slow to react when he puts out his foot. It's almost like the ball is bouncing off him and then he puts out his foot.
He was clearly
if you look at it now, look at Højlund's foot. Bounces and then he puts out his foot.
He was clearly onside as well, but they still had to check it. Look where the defender is and look where he is. And they still had to sort of, this is Manchester United. Let's check for potential offside.
I need to watch this just in slow motion. The ball bounces off Højlund before he puts out his foot and tries to shoot.
Oh. Accidental?
Sometimes you just need to be lucky.
That's all.
Yeah. It's been a great show, Mick.
Thank you.
Not much tactical stuff, but it's a good debate, and you know, the VAR room, the devilish tacticos, whatever you want to call you guys,
the best.
Always coming in with great footballing knowledge. It's good to have you on the channel, Mick, and we got some positive feedbacks. 87 people watching the show, 47 on Tactical Devils. I don't know how many likes we are on. Let me check. 46 likes. So if you haven't smashed the like, now is the time. Smash the like before you leave. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Great show, everyone. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you. And Genghis Khan Jr., Ricardo Diaz, Danny B, Trevor Wade, Mr. B, Boxing Straight Talk, all of you, Lavani coming in.
Rushmano. You're kidding me. Frankie Mastatuni just scored a fantastic free kick. Gotta check it in.
Oh, we are on 47 likes.
Yeah.
Let's hope we can reach 50, and YouTube algorithms will be nice with us this time. Maybe we will reach 500, 700,000 views. That will be fantastic. So
I see there's a lot of people from my channel as well that is here. Of course, I just want to apologize. I have not been live, but you know that. I don't know. I'm guilty. But let's kick it on. Jarvis, you're welcome anytime. I miss you, man.
Same. Next time we do a co-stream, and you guys can check us out both on MUFC Realist TV and Tactical Devils. Dave coming in, smash the like, you lazy bastards.
You lazy
Big
bastard.
up. Thank you, Dave. Thank you,
Can
Dave.
we do a Sean Dyker? You lazy bastards. Who stole my cookie? Who stole my cup of tea and cookie? You lazy bastards.
49 likes. So let's get to 50. If you haven't, be the number one, be the 50th like, and we can end the show. That would be fantastic.
I'm gonna go. Rushmano. I'm gonna go straight away and check the Mastatuna goal. Man, I love this kid. I love this kid. We should get him in the August. We spoke about him the other day. Popeye.
Mick, you sound more like Popeye. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Yeah, where's my spinach? It's my forums. He used to be my hero, man. You want to hear a funny story, Trevor, before we close the show? Yeah.
If we get to 50 like, you can hear Mick's funny story.
Okay,
come on, guys.
Okay.
Smash the like.
Are we up to 50 yet?
49, yeah, 49. We need one more like. One more like.
Are we there yet? I sound like your son. Are we there yet, Dad? Are we there yet? 50 likes, half chicken dust. No.
Yes, we are on 50. Thank you, guys. Okay. Thank you.
Bonus content. When I grew up, everyone had the superheroes. My superhero cartoon was Popeye. Believe it or not. You know, I was so fascinated when he cracked that can of spinach, and he became like this big, massive forearms and started beating everyone up. So I kept pestering my mom, like, you know, when I was a kid, Mom, give me spinach. I want spinach. I want spinach. Like, you know, I was doing that for 6 months, and Mom finally served me Campbell's, this yucky spinach in the can, like, you know what I mean? Like, looks like somebody spewed out something, like, you know what I mean? And I was like, and then I've been pestering my mom for 6 months, and she put it on the table, and I just like, I didn't want to eat it. And she was pissed off, and she said, "You're not leaving this bloody table until you finish that spinach." Since then, I've never eaten spinach my whole fucking life. I sat there for 8 hours, to be honest. Oh, that was
spinach is good for you. There's the three super food that you can eat is blueberries, spinach, and broccoli.
Yeah, but
so if you want to be healthy, that's the three things you make.
Gift the membership for Rushman. But I'm telling you, in a natural form, I like it. But if you have this as look like somebody had a big night out, kind of greenish stuff in a can, no way, Jose.
No.
Yeah.
The Rushy legend. Thank you so much, Rushmano. You are definitely a hero of the channel. You know, you are so supportive. Thank you. And guys, go subscribe to Transfers MUFC on Twitter. Give him as many subscribers as possible, because Rushmano is a legend. He's a legend, and he's super reliable. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. We have Michael Zachariah, first member. Thank you, Michael Zachariah. Chow Yu, Alex Sepulveda. We have Dave 147. Big up, Dave, becoming a member, and Barman. So a lot of the legends of the channel got a Tactical Devils membership. So remember to thank Rushmano for the generosity. That's
Tusen takk.
Yes, in Norway we say tusen takk.
1,000 thank you.
1,000 thank you. And when it comes to childhood heroes, I just want to say, when I was a little boy, I had 2 childhood heroes watching cartoon television. That was Super Ted. I don't know if you remember him. Super Ted and Mighty Mouse.
And Mighty Mouse. I even had like Speedy
Remember
Gonzales.
Every Saturday morning on Sky. What's the name of that show that was like 3 hours in the morning with a lot of cartoons? Super Ted.
Super Ted, I remember that. How about Speedy Gonzales? The fastest mouse in Mexico.
Yeah.
The fastest mouse in Mexico. My God.
And Barman comes in and say, Mick, mine was Popeye. And I hated spinach even that time. I wonder, you're much younger than me.
Yeah. Big up, Barman.
Mighty Mouse. And Super. I don't know if you remember Super Ted, but he was like a cushion toy, and he could be a superhero. And Captain
Go Gadget, Inspector Gadget. Go Gadget.
Yeah. Go Gadget. Inspector Gadget.
Danger Mouse. Yeah, I remember Gingis Khan. Danger Mouse.
Yeah. And Top Cat. That was. What's the name of that show that went every Saturday morning on Sky?
I don't know.
That was like the highlight of the week.
If we're talking about a Norwegian show that I grew up with, was the missing professor, and the brothers were looking for him. Guys, Brumunddal, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The adventure of this
Brødrene Dal.
Brødrene Dal, yeah. Jesus Christ.
That was
the drama.
That's fantastic. I even watched it with my kids over again. 3 seasons, 10 episodes a season. So yeah, that was one of a childhood.
Only we get a name knows what it is, yeah.
And we have Thundercats. Yes, Thundercats. Sport Billy. I can't remember Sport Billy. Yeah, it is what it is. All this memory lane. But thank you guys for reminding me of all this wonderful childhood memories.
Also, did you ever go and buy these comic strips? There was a special one for football called Buster or something like that.
Yes.
Buster. Yeah.
Buster. That was yeah.
That was super cool. All right then.
Yeah.
Well,
why don't
pleasure
you just
being on,
turn off
Alien
the
Channel,
television set and go now? Thank you guys for tuning in. We are dragging this out unnecessarily long, but thank you, Rushmano, for the gifted memberships. All you legends of the channel. Again, Dave, Rushmano, Alien Tenno, Boxing Straight Talk, Genghis, Raymond, Pierce, all of you. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a great show. We will be back Monday night, 9 p.m. Stu will be back, and we will do a Jarvis's Corner panel show. Let's see what we can find something interesting to debate. Maybe the VAR decisions, and go a little bit deeper and go into their statements and stuff like that. So if you're available, Mick, you're free to jump on. We are going live 9 p.m. as usual. And we will try to get a second panelist, Stu, Mick, Jarvis, and maybe Boumbaye or Noradin. So it will be a great show. Tune in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Cheers, everyone.
Like, subscribe if you haven't. Share to everybody you know about the Tactical Devils lovely community. And it's been a good show. So everybody, have a good one and good night. Bye-bye.